Sexton.
Zach Veach.
Felipe Nasser, and you're listening to Checkers and Records.
Drivers, start your engines!
Well, hello. Good morning. I hope you are having a fantastic day out there. I know I am. It's been a long weekend that I never will forget. Yeah, we had the 24 hours of iRacing going on. We finished with we got a P8. We'll talk a little more about that. We got Chummy Motorsports. They're out there right now finishing theirs. You should have about 2 hours left. I'm thinking about 2 hours left in their stint here, and they will run off to the sunset there. They sitting in P15 right now. So good luck to you guys finishing that off today. We got some real-life Daytona 24-hour to talk about. We're going to talk a little Tony Stewart in the news here, as I think we're about to see a boxing match, and we'll leave it right there. And then we're also going to discuss a little bit about the Young Money, because he is a phenom right now, just doing a fantastic job on the dirt. We see it again last night. You know what? I'm going to hop right into that here. Before, though, I want to give a big shout-out to everybody over at www.BWSPORTS1.com. That, again, is www.BWSPORTS1.com. And all of our partners, mybookie.ag, Chummy Motorsports, the ButtKicker, Driving for Dyslexia, Elite Performance, Aries Academy, and Shawn Nugent, the Rockstar Realtor right there. And let's see what Richard's saying. Everyone should feel safe since Kyle Larson can't run an iRacing. Hey, you are right there, because he was a really tough guy there on iRacing, no doubt there. We got, excuse me, Sage got about 2.5 hours left. Okay, so 2.5 hours left in this current. So if you're not familiar with iRacing, what they do with these special events like this, the Daytona 24, the Nürburgring, stuff like that, what they do there is it is a 2 sessions. So we did the Friday night, and we do that. I'll be honest, we do that. So we got 12 hours. If we mess up, we can join the Saturday and give it a try again. But hey, everything went smooth. We did all right, and we finished in P8. So it was a absolute blast there to finish out that. It's always fun. Scott Schroeder, myself, we ran the night shift again, and for a minute, I'm sitting there like this. And I told him, I said, Scott, you can't go off the track again, bud. You just can't do it. He got it dialed in. He had something messed up on the rig itself, and once he got it dialed in, he was dialed in. Absolutely, he had it. So it was just so much fun again overnight, rocking that out, just having a good time. I'm all over the place here. Excuse me. So let me see something real quick. But yeah, we had just an absolute blast out there. Like he said, he's running 15, 2 hours left. A lot of these guys. iRacing did have a malfunction. And I'm going to start right here. Mistakes happen, guys. I heard so many people so upset about this yesterday. They want free this, free that, free this. Guys, come on. Mistakes happen. They worked around. They fixed it. Like we said, these guys are rocking in their 24-hour run right now. So you got to give them credit for getting behind the scenes. Now, did somebody drop the ball? Hey, it may have happened. It may have. I'm not going to lie there. But if it did, it happens. That's human nature. It's going to happen again probably. Hopefully, they can learn from this. They can grow, and it does not happen again. But like I said, let's get to talking about Kyle Larson, because My goodness, he goes out there in a late model last night and takes the field by 15 seconds. And iRacing, a popular name there in second, Devin Morgan. So it looked like he had fun. I saw his post there talking about his run. So pretty interesting there. And it blows me away to see how much talent Kyle Larson has right now in that dirt car. It really, actually, I shouldn't say dirt car, because it doesn't matter whatever he is in. He is just absolutely dominating right now. And I talked about it last week, and I want to talk about it a little more. I want to know what you guys have to say here. But I think that we could see Kyle Larson do decent again in NASCAR. I just don't see it happening next year necessarily. I think it's definitely going to be a tough jump back into the Cup cars here. So I do think he is going to get a couple wins, but man, he is just absolutely dominant and just about anything. And I got to agree with Tim Christensen there. What he says with Kyle Larson, he's the AJ Foyt of this era. He is. And speaking of Foyt, that would be one ride I would love to see Kyle Larson. I wish there was a little more money in the IndyCar right now. But I think Kyle Larson could really, really do something in IndyCar. So in the future, does it happen? You never know with this guy, because right now he is absolutely on fire. On fire. And John says nearly 400 cars, 3 nights. Devin won 2 of the races this week on iRacing. So it just goes to show you, I mean, obviously something's relating there. So really interesting. Like, and Devin posted it. He's like, hey, I got to run with the GOAT today. So what it means to these guys to not only run with him, but you're going to learn something too. If you don't, then that's on you, because you got the best guy out there right now. If you're not trying to follow his line, if you're not trying to learn, maybe listen in, get an ear in, maybe just ask a question or two, when you have that opportunity, it's like, whoo, man. This has got a lot of proving to do on Ask. See, and Larson's won already. We've seen Larson in victory lane. We've seen Larson in the playoffs. Has he won that championship? No. So does he have that to prove? Yeah, you could say that. I'm with you there. But he's got these wins. I mean, you've seen him win these bigger events. So when it comes to NASCAR, I don't know how much Larson has to prove necessarily. But now he's got to kind of redo everything that he maybe did do in the past. I will say that. So a lot of people are going for Larson in the 500 right now. With the momentum he's got going, you've got a solid run. Not only does Larson have the momentum, but you know that Hendricks himself, they have the momentum, because they're coming off that championship win. They're coming off of a season when 3 of the 4 cars were in the playoffs themselves. So you do have a solid chance going forward. And it's awesome to see, because I was a Gordon fan. I will forever be a 24 fan. Now, I'm not saying Byron. I'm a 24 fan, Gordon there. But I respect Hendrick, and I really like to see that team kind of back up in what they were. And I'm putting this team that they have now, I'm not going to say it's as good, because I know there's a lot of people like, whoa. But I'm going to see, I want to see how this stacks up to the Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Jeff Gordon mix up of the Hendrick days there, to see how it goes. So I think that is such a strong team with William. You got Byron, Bowman, Larson, and obviously Chase Elliott. And now that Chase kind of is I'm not going to say the leader, but he is the head guy of that driving team. He's the one that the media looks to. He's the one that everybody in the eye, the fans, they look at the top guy at Hendrick. So I think you do have at least that pressure off of you. Nobody expects you to come in there and kind of outrank Chase in Hendrick. So I think that is a really good thing that he's got going on for him, is that he's not expected to be a top dog at this top team. It's not. I'm a Cowboys fan. It's not. You're not the quarterback of the Cowboys. You are a linebacker. You're on the Cowboys. You're expected to perform. Excuse me, but you do not have the expectation of what that top person does at that top team. So I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think on that. But I do think that is a possibility that kind of helps out Larson, or I should say going forward. You see the Larson versus oh, absolutely. I see that. But like I said, I just don't see this first year being a year where Larson is expected to go out there and outdo Chase. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I thinking real over everybody thinking Larson's going to get in this car and win 10 races in a championship. It's just, and Tim, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong there. So it should be really interesting to see how that goes. And I agree with Downing there. I think you look at Hendrick and you look down the line, Chase Elliott has more pressure on him than Kyle Larson. And with that said, I think that does help Kyle Larson perform a little better. Does that hurt Chase? No, not necessarily, because I do believe Chase had that spotlight on him this year. Chase was expected almost to win the championship this year. He came out, he did it. So I think people now expect him to follow up with another season like that. We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously you've got Kevin Harvick, you've got Hamlin. So those two are completely dominant this year in the regular season. We have come to be shown that, hey, you come around to the playoffs in NASCAR and their common day format, and anything happens. Anything can go. So we're going to keep talking NASCAR here. Excuse me. We're going to talk NASCAR here, and we're going to flip over to Stewart, and not really him as a owner, drive. Well, yeah, it does have to do with him as an owner, actually. So with this new series, the SRX coming out, I think NASCAR is a bit worried. I think NASCAR is a little nervous at what he can do. They've seen the what's the word I'm trying to think of here? They have seen exactly what Tony Stewart produces. They know the type of material he is able to put to the table, bring to the table here. And I think NASCAR is a little worried. Is this a short series here next year in the this year in the SRX? Yeah, it is. Does that mean it's going to be next year? No. Does it mean it's going to be a group of older guys next year? No. So I think if you build on this and you as NASCAR, if you continue to tick one of your biggest faces off as an owner, one of your biggest guys that's kind of pushing you forward into the future, you continue to poke that bear. I dare you. I dare you to keep poking that bear, because it ain't going to work out for you. I can tell you that right now. Stewart might not be the I'm going to kick your butt guy anymore, maybe blowing fist. He's going to get up and leave, because I think I mentioned this before. It wasn't NASCAR that said, we're not going back to Eldora. It was Stewart. Stewart said, I'm not signing back. You're not going to contact me. We're not going to talk. No, I don't want you. I don't need you here, is the way Stewart looks at that. So right now, I really think the gloves are off right now, and it's going to get exciting here on really going forward with Stewart. I think they have to walk on eggshells because, number one, you're not only messing with one of your Hall of Famers at this point, a huge face still to NASCAR, you're messing with an owner. Not only just an owner, but a top-tier owner. He's got, 3 cars competing at a consistent rate and then a fourth in the field. So he is giving you quite a bit of money to run in this series. So keep ticking him off. That's all I got to say about that, because I want to know what you guys think on that one, because I really think NASCAR, you keep playing, exactly, you keep playing with fire there. Man, exactly. Tony Stewart's going to put, you keep messing with Stewart, he'll get more backing. He'll put more money into this series to make it that much bigger, to make it that better, much better. So I really think, like I said, I almost wish NASCAR would keep poking the bear, honestly, because it's unfortunate that it takes Stewart to do this, but you know Stewart as that guy. He is going to be that guy that's going to come out and say, hey, this is what's going on, and it ain't right. I don't like it, and it is what it is. NASCAR is the way both sides asshole. Exactly. I think it is. It's you have a great idea with this SRX series. Now, I think what you have to do now is grab the young drivers. You have to have the pretty much, people are going to watch this. Don't get me wrong here this first year, but a lot of nostalgia is going to go into this first year. People want to see, I mean, I'm looking forward to it because you got guys like Tony Stewart, Paul Tracy, Willie T. Ribbs. These guys are going to get out. If any contact's made, those 3 guys right there alone are ready to throw fist. So it's really interesting to see really how it will all unfold there, because I see a lot of interest there with that. Like I said, it is. I think it's going to get a lot of the people that are kind of tossed up right now in NASCAR, the guys, people my age. I saw Gordon. I was watching Elliott when he was getting a little older. Like I said, those Willie T. Ribbs, Paul Tracy, these guys I saw growing up, and man, it's going to be fun to watch them on a track again, is it not? In my mind, it is. So you're going to get a lot of views just alone on that. So Tony Stewart knows that, but I think at the end of the day, if he plays that right next year, you could get guys that say, you know what, maybe NASCAR isn't for me, or maybe these guys that see dirt like your maybe Tyler Carpenter, something like that, maybe that could play both sides of the field and maybe produce a little more material here for the dirt side. Because I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. The one thing I think that really tears down dirt is so many different markets are trying to produce the dirt racing. You don't know what race is on what channel. With NASCAR, you know, hey, this week it's on Fox, or you know, it's pretty simple when it comes to that. So, it's interesting to see, like I said, how that all play out. I think, I think it's more popular, John. I do think it's more popular than NASCAR right now. I will say that. I think right now NASCAR is in a bad way, and man, he could be the next France when it comes to this. That's the when it comes, if you're able to get these guys over, that's what you have to do. That's where they have to put their resources, I guess, that in my mind. So we go forward here because next week it starts today. We got a little qualifying run here, a little qualifying race down in Daytona. Daytona road course, not NASCAR. No. IMSA heading down for a little 24 hours of Daytona. What a run there. That is a big part of it too, John. But what a run it is going to be here, the Daytona 24 hours, where everybody's excited. We're talking NASCAR. We'll stay on the topic somewhat because the legend, Jimmie Johnson, getting out of NASCAR and stepping into a new world, both with IMSA here in the DPI and the IndyCar. I'm waiting for somebody to comment. Sorry about the coughing. But with the what we've seen so far in his run with this 24-hour, man, whoo, it is going to be a very, I think you got Kobayashi in this one. You've got Johnson, Pagano. There's one other driver in that run I can't think of off the top of my head, but very, very impressive four-driver stint in that. He is going to have a very, very, very good chance at taking away a championship in this year's 24-hour race. So we're seeing a lot about the Cadillac out there. We're seeing a lot of news there. Nasser, he takes a they have to start in the back. He actually took the pole and he was underweight, so he heads to the back. But they're talking about the Acura team and that Wayne Taylor Racing, and they're going to step back, and they really took away from track time and really kind of getting that, because I think their drivers know this track. Their drivers are aware. They have that muscle memory. You get them on there, and it's like riding a bike to them. They're gonna hop right back into it. Excuse me, and they're going to be good. So I really think that we see that's a solid run there by that team. But at the end of the day, with a 24-hour race, the one thing I think that you do have to still have in the back of your mind is comfort. So these guys, are they getting runs? Yes, obviously, yeah, you are. But you're not getting the runs you're used to. You're not completely, it is a newer ride. I mean, it's the same car for the most part, but it's a new manufacturer. So it is new to you. You have to get a feel for this car. So I don't know if Wayne Taylor Racing is really gonna have a set run here going forward into this 24-hour race here next week. I think we really look at the 48 there, because what a solid run they are having right now over there. So very interesting, and we keep on that IMSA talk and Ganassi, the new ride, his new driver, I should say, Magnussen with his old pair there, Van der Zandt. He is topping the boards there in the night run that they had. So very interesting. I'm looking forward to see what Kevin Magnussen can put into play now that he is out of the expectations of Formula One. He's out of that high rankings of Formula One, kind of out of the eye now. So you're following back, and you've got a great chance to now take a step back, take a breath, realize that this is something your father had great success in itself. So you and your own, hey, take this and do something with it. So I think Kevin Magnussen can really have a chance here this first year in that Ganassi run to get something done. I look forward to him and Van der Zandt doing something pretty solid together. Hello, Theodore. And then we talked IndyCar action here. I love IndyCar, so we can't leave out my buddy Oliver Askew. It was so disappointing to see Oliver Askew kind of fall out of the IndyCar ranks like he did. We talked about that. It's just a shame to see somebody like that. I mean, you hear the story of Oliver. You see what he went through, and you know that the family. He made it clear we're not a family of money here. So it's gonna be tough for me to stay in IndyCar here. But he was luckily given a ride here in IMSA to run this year, and he's topping the boards right now in that GT the GT3 maybe. So or GT4. So what a run here. So it was just looking very forward to seeing that and seeing what he can do in that sports car, because I think maybe a better fit for him, as IndyCar could be. It seems like the back end isn't the prettiest, and it's nice to see that Oliver taking away from what he learned in IndyCar and maybe making success out of that now, moving forward into the 24-hour race. So that is what we got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. As always, I am Tommy Boy over here, Checkers and Wreckers, www.BWSPORTS1.com. That again is www.BWSPORTS1.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're switching a little things up here. I know it's just been me here recently. We're gonna try to get some different format in here, get a little interesting for you guys again, get it shaken up. But thanks guys so much for keeping with me and sticking on. We'll be moving forward. We'll